Do you know the answer?
30 questions, fast pace, no repeats, history, science, culture, and a few surprises. Keep track of your score and stay until the very end for a bonus question. Let's begin. Question 1. What unusual item did Hans Christian Andersen always carry when traveling? A mirror, a heavy book, a compass, or a long rope? The correct answer is a long rope. Andersen suffered from severe anxiety. He feared hotel fires so much that he kept a rope beside his bed to escape through the window. He also carried a note that read, "I only appear dead." He was terrified of being buried alive, a very real fear in the 19th century. Question 2. According to a quote often attributed to Charlie Chaplin, the seed of humor is pain, wisdom, irony, or surprise. The correct answer is pain. Chaplin grew up in extreme poverty in London. His mother was hospitalized for mental illness, and he spent part of his childhood in a workhouse. Many of his most beloved comedic moments were built on real experiences of humiliation and hardship. For him, laughter was not escape, it was resilience. Question 3. Which famous artist was questioned after the Mona Lisa was stolen in 1911? Salvador Dalí, Pablo Picasso, Claude Monet, or Andy Warhol? The correct answer is Pablo Picasso. When the Mona Lisa disappeared, the Louvre closed for a week. Thousands of visitors came just to see the empty space on the wall. The real thief turned out to be a museum employee who believed the painting belonged in Italy. The theft made the Mona Lisa more famous than ever before. Question 4. According to legend, how did Archimedes attempt to burn Roman ships? With mirrors, giant fans, magnets, or catapults? The correct answer is mirrors. The so-called Archimedes death ray has been tested several times in modern experiments. In one reconstruction, dozens of polished mirrors were used to ignite a wooden boat. It worked, but only when the target remained completely still and the sunlight was perfect. In real battle conditions, it would have been almost impossible. Question 5. Before it became New York, what was the city originally called? New London, Yorktown, New Paris, or New Amsterdam? The correct answer is New Amsterdam. In 1667, the Dutch traded Manhattan to the British in exchange for Suriname, a small territory rich in sugar plantations. At the time, sugar was more profitable than a swampy island with a few thousand settlers. History later proved Manhattan to be one of the most valuable pieces of land on Earth. Question 6. Who designed the Labyrinth in Greek mythology? Icarus, Minos, Theseus, or Daedalus? The correct answer is Daedalus. Daedalus built the labyrinth so complex that even he struggled to navigate it. Later, he constructed wings from feathers and wax to escape Crete, a plan that worked for him, but not for his son Icarus. His genius was matched only by the risks of his inventions. Question 7. What noble title was granted to Salvador Dalí by the King of Spain in 1982? Marquis, Count, Baron, or Duke? The correct answer is Marquis. Dalí was officially named the Marquis of Pubol by King Juan Carlos I. He designed his own coat of arms and insisted on signing some works with his full noble title. For Dalí, art and spectacle were never separate. Even aristocracy became part of his performance. Question 8. What does Faroe Islands literally mean? Bird Islands, Sheep Islands, Green Islands, or Misty Islands? The correct answer is Sheep Islands. The name comes from Old Norse Faroe, meaning sheep islands. There are roughly twice as many sheep as people there. In fact, before underwater tunnels were built, sheep were sometimes transported between islands by boat. Question 9. The word salary comes from the Latin word for gold, salt, silk, or soldier. The correct answer is salt. The Latin word salarium referred to a payment or allowance connected to salt, one of the most valuable commodities of the ancient world. Salt preserved food, supported military logistics, and shaped major trade routes. Even the word salad traces back to salted vegetables. Question 10. Why were hatters historically considered mad? Sleep deprivation, too much sugar, mercury poisoning, or isolation? The correct answer is mercury poisoning. Mercury was used in the felting process to treat animal fur. Long-term exposure caused tremors, speech problems, mood swings, and hallucinations, a condition known as erethism. The phrase mad as a hatter was common decades before Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland. Question 11. Jersey fabric is named after what? A breed of cow, a city in the United States, a French tailor, or an island? The correct answer is an island. Jersey fabric takes its name from the island of Jersey in the English Channel. Originally, it was used for durable fishermen's sweaters because it was warm, flexible, and practical. In 1916, Coco Chanel shocked the fashion world by using this ordinary working-class fabric for elegant dresses, transforming utility into high fashion. Question 12. Shortly before his assassination, what title did the Roman Senate grant Julius Caesar for life? Emperor, dictator, pharaoh, or king? The correct answer is dictator. The full title was Dictator Perpetuo, dictator in perpetuity, while dictator originally meant a temporary emergency role in Rome, making it permanent shattered centuries of republican tradition. For many senators, that was the final warning sign that the republic was ending. Question 13. The name Australia comes from a Latin word meaning what? Southern, island, far away, or wild? The correct answer is southern. The name derives from Terra Australis Incognita, unknown southern land. For centuries, European maps showed a vast imaginary continent in the southern hemisphere, long before Australia was actually explored. Cartographers believed the Earth needed a southern landmass to balance the north. Question 14. Which of these books is often cited as one of the most frequently stolen from public libraries? The Bible, Harry Potter, Guinness World Records, or Sherlock Holmes? The correct answer is Guinness World Records. Because it contains thousands of unusual facts and achievements, the book is especially popular with students. Many libraries report it as one of their most frequently missing titles. Ironically, a book about records may hold one of its own. Question 15. Where does the word panic come from? A Roman general, a Viking warrior, a Greek god, or a French doctor? The correct answer is a Greek god. The word comes from Pan, the Greek god of wilderness and shepherds. According to myth, his sudden, terrifying shout could send entire armies into irrational fear, especially in lonely mountain passes. that overwhelming, contagious fear became known as panic. Question 16. Today, pajamas are a full outfit. But what did the word originally mean in Persian? Sleep suit, leg garment, nightshirt, or soft silk? The correct answer is leg garment. The word comes from the Persian pajama, pay meaning leg, and jama meaning garment. Originally, it referred only to loose trousers worn in India and Persia. British colonists later adopted them as comfortable nightwear and eventually turned them into a global fashion staple. Question 17. According to legend, who used pulleys and levers to move a massive ship by himself? Archimedes, Pythagoras, Aristotle, or Socrates? The correct answer is Archimedes. To impress King Hero II of Syracuse, Archimedes reportedly moved a fully loaded warship using a system of compound pulleys. This demonstration proved the principle of mechanical advantage, that a small force applied correctly can move enormous weight. It's the same principle still used in cranes today. Question 18. Which ancient Greek poet is credited with compiling an early version of the Seven Wonders of the World? Herodotus, Plato, Homer, or Antipater? The correct answer is Antipater. Antipater of Sidon wrote a poem in the 2nd century BC listing the great monuments of his time. Interestingly, his version included the walls of Babylon, a wonder that later disappeared from most traditional lists. The list evolved over centuries before becoming standard. Question 19. What is the scientific term for the boundary between light and darkness on the moon? Horizon, terminator, twilight zone, or eclipse line? The correct answer is terminator. The terminator is the best place to observe lunar details through a telescope. Because sunlight strikes at a low angle there, craters and mountains cast long shadows, creating dramatic three-dimensional contrast. Many iconic moon photos are taken along this line. Question 20. For centuries, purple symbolized power and royalty. Why? Its beauty, its rarity, its smell, or its cost? The correct answer is its rarity. The most famous ancient purple dye, Tyrian purple, was extracted from tiny sea snails. Producing a single gram required thousands of shells. The dye was so rare and expensive that Roman emperors restricted its use by law. Wearing imperial purple without permission could be punishable by death. Question 21. Hieronymus Bosch painted a famous satire about humanity drifting aimlessly without direction. What is the title of this painting? The Drunkard, Ship of Fools, The Lazy Fruit, or Ghost Galleon? The correct answer is Ship of Fools. Painted around 1490, Ship of Fools shows a boat overloaded with distracted passengers obsessed with food, drink, and music, while no one steers. The ship has no visible captain and no rudder. More than 500 years later, the metaphor still feels uncomfortably modern. Question 22. Which gold artifact is considered the most recognizable symbol of ancient Mycenaean civilization? The mask of Agamemnon, statue of Zeus, the Parthenon, or the Trojan horse? The correct answer is the Mask of Agamemnon. When Heinrich Schliemann uncovered the mask in 1876, he proudly declared he had found the face of King Agamemnon himself. Modern dating techniques later revealed the mask predates the legendary Trojan War by about 3 centuries. History sometimes corrects archaeology. Question 23. Which of these animals has the most neck vertebrae? giraffe, heron, flamingo, or swan? The correct answer is swan. A swan can have up to 25 cervical vertebrae. A giraffe, despite its long neck, has only 7, the same number as humans. It's not the length of the bones, but the number of segments that creates flexibility. Question 24. Capers are common in Mediterranean cuisine. But what part of the plant are they? Roots, flower buds, seeds, or leaves? The correct answer is flower buds. Capers are harvested by hand before they bloom. If left to open, they produce a larger fruit known as a caper berry. The intense salty flavor develops only after pickling. Fresh capers are surprisingly mild. Question 25. What was the name of the woman who inspired the lifelong poetry of Petrarch? Mary, Laura, Beatrice, or Isolde? The correct answer is Laura. Petrarch first saw Laura in a church in Avignon in 1327. He claimed it was love at first sight, though she was likely married and never his. He dedicated 366 poems to her, shaping the European tradition of romantic sonnets for centuries. Question 26. Out of the 12 labors of Hercules, which one was the final and most dangerous? The Hydra, capturing Cerberus, the Golden Hind, or the Augean stables? The correct answer is capturing Cerberus. To complete his penance, Hercules had to descend into the underworld and bring back Cerberus, the three-headed guard dog of Hades. He was forbidden to use weapons and had to overpower the creature with his bare hands. When King Eurystheus saw the monster, legend says he hid inside a giant bronze jar in terror. Question 27. In ancient Rome, which plant symbolized silence, harmony, and peaceful victory? Laurel, olive, myrtle, or ivy? The correct answer is myrtle. While laurel crowned generals returning from war, myrtle was associated with Venus and represented love, reconciliation, and negotiated peace. Myrtle wreaths were also worn at weddings, symbolizing harmony and quiet domestic happiness. Question 28. The color amaranth appears in poetry and fashion, but what shade is it? Deep blue, bright yellow, emerald green, or reddish pink? The correct answer is reddish pink. The name comes from the Greek word amaranthos, meaning unfading. The amaranth flower was believed to never truly wither. In ancient symbolism, it represented immortality and eternal beauty. Question 29. Which animal can drink an amount of water equal to roughly 1/3 of its body weight in just minutes? Giraffe, elephant, rhino, or camel? The correct answer is camel. A severely dehydrated camel can drink around 130 liters of water in about 10 minutes. Its red blood cells are oval rather than round, allowing them to expand dramatically without bursting, a rare adaptation among mammals. Final question. If every gram of gold ever mined in human history were melted into one solid cube, how long would each side be? 21 meters, 150 meters, 300 meters, or 800 meters? The correct answer is about 21 meters. All the gold ever mined would form a cube roughly 21 meters on each side, about the height of a 5-story building. That's astonishingly small for a metal that has driven wars, shaped economies, and symbolized wealth for thousands of years. You've made it to the very end, but only a true trivia master can answer the big bonus question. According to the famous idiom, what should you never throw before swine? Gold, pearls, flowers, or candy? How many did you get right today? Write your score and your answer to the bonus question in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next quiz. Stay curious and have a great day. See you in the next quiz!